Well, it's time now for a little culture on the programme. Olivia Salazar-Winspear with me now because we're going to talk about the Nobel Prize for Literature, which has been just announced today, Olivia. It's gone to a South Korean author called Kang. Tell us a bit about her work, first of all.
Well, this is a very relatively young winner for the 116th Nobel Prize for Literature because Kang is 53 years old, the first writer from South Korea to win that prize. She's best known outside of her home country for the novel The Vegetarian. It was originally published in Korean in 2007 as a 3-part novel, and then it was translated into English in 2015 by that lady on her right, you can see. That version of the book was so successful that both Han and her translator, Deborah Smith, won the International Man Booker Prize for the title the following year. And Smith's translation of that book was really praised for making Korean literature more accessible to foreign readers through its innovation and creativity, the way she handled the text. What's incredible is that Deborah Smith had been learning Korean for only 6 years at that time, so she mastered it for a massive commission. Now, The Vegetarian, like much of Han's work, is quite a dark, bizarre read. It's set in contemporary Seoul, and it recounts the extreme consequences for a woman who decides to give up eating meat, as the title would suggest. It deals with some of the inherent violence of being a human being and living in society, something that Han often explores. It was made into a Korean film, a body horror, quite fittingly, in 2009. So this writer's written about a dozen short novels, novellas, short stories, essays and poetry. She comes from a very literary family. Her father was a writer, her 2 brothers are too. And the Nobel Committee saluted her approach to writing, her intense poetic prose, which confronts the traumas of history, they say, exposing the fragility of human life. And it is true that while her stories operate on a surface level, social stories where you have human interactions, family dynamics, personal stories, they do also allude to sort of deeper questions of history, of politics, of abuses of power, the experience of the Korean people. For example, one of her novels, Human Acts, takes inspiration from the democratic uprising which took place in 1980 in Gwangju, Korea, which is actually her hometown, and the death of a character in that story is an entry point for an exploration of that moment in Korean history, the consequences on the lives of the people in that city. So Han Kang will be receiving that Nobel Prize in December. I presume she'll be travelling to Stockholm to pick it up on December 10th.
Well, congratulations to her, Olivia. Before you go, though, tell us about what was the sort of unofficial song of the summer here in Paris, because it's getting an official release.
Yes, well, it was originally released in 1950.
Yeah.
I think this really was the theme tune of 2024, though Celine Dion's version of L'Hymne à l'amour, originally sung by Edith Piaf, of course, it was arguably the high point of the Olympic opening ceremony. Celine Dion atop the Eiffel Tower singing that Piaf number after 2 years out of the spotlight. That was Celine Dion's great return to the stage. Everyone was so charmed by her rendition of that song that they can now download it if they want to listen to it again. Here's a little reminder of the audio aspect, at least, of Celine's take on that song.
Tant que l'amour inondera mes matins, tant que mon corps frémira sous tes mains, et m'importe les problèmes, mon amour, puisque tu m'aimes.
What a voice, what a song. Olivia Salazar-Winspear, thanks very much indeed.